Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be taking a look at an article from Fox Business. Now this was written by Courtney Moore and it was published on March 12th. Before we get into it, I just want to say this. They are seriously now on Fox, and with Fox Business here, trying to push the toxic masculinity bullshit with old people. Oh, God. You would think Fox might actually look into the study and actually look at the methodology and look at how they came to their conclusions and maybe, see if it's actually credible. No, they literally, Courtney here, pays lip service to it. Like, yeah, you need to stop your toxic masculinity so you can live longer. You evil, mean men. Anyway, yeah. Toxic masculinity can mean bad health, social life, and old age. Study. Hypermasculine older men have a higher chance of struggling with physical and mental health. Well, what do they consider hypermasculine? Are we talking like the man's man from a man's man from like 20 years ago? Pretty much. The greatest generation man's man, guy who was able to handle his shit. Yeah, they're saying that that's going to kill you. So let's see what Courtney here has to say. If you're a man who likes to act manly, there's a chance you may suffer from health and social-related issues later in life. Or at least that's what a new study from Michigan State University is suggesting. Our study shows how toxic masculinity also has a detrimental consequence for the men who subscribe to these ideals, said the university's assistant professor and sociologist Steph Schuster in MSU Today. Older men who endorse the ideals of toxic masculinity can become siloed off as they age. Not all older men are at risk, just those who favor a particular set of ideals. So if you're a soy boy bitch of a senior, they want to claim you're going to live longer. If you can talk about your feelings and you can be all fruffy and not a man's man and like hold your shit together, you'll live longer according to these idiots. That's complete bullshit. Okay? What has allowed for humanity to survive, okay, for men to, make it through to retirement and old age is the fact of fucking sucking it up and dealing with their problems. Now, you want to treat that like that's toxic fucking masculinity because, you can't have your own agency and be responsible for your own shit and keep your head on your shoulders and, manage yourself so that you can deal with the stuff. No. You need to find other ways of dealing with that, okay? Because that's toxic masculinity. It's ridiculous. I mean, this is their definition of toxic masculinity here. Toxic masculinity is defined as the cultural expectation that standardizes aggressive male behavior in a way that's harmful to women, society, and men themselves, according to dictionary.com. Fucking dictionary.com is their source for that. This isn't a fucking Fox Business article. Holy shit. Courtney. Someone at a fucking high school publication wouldn't use dictionary.com as a fucking source. Jesus H. Christ. This is like Vox territory. Did this bitch get hired from Fox by Fox from Vox? Holy shit. That's something Vox would do. Use dictionary.com when a fucking, middle school fucking newspaper, if they even have them, but online newspaper wouldn't even do that. I mean, come on now. The online resources cite statements like, be a man, and only girls cry as examples of toxic masculinity. No, being a man, it's telling someone to be a man and to suck it up is not toxic fucking masculinity, okay? It's about dealing with your problems. And because telling someone to suck it up now, okay, because it used to be you could tell a man or a woman to suck it up and to deal with their problems. But now you do that, you're an asshole, you're a scumbag, you're a shit eater, okay? You're unfeeling, you're mean, you're this, you're that. But you know what? It used to be perfectly acceptable to tell a man or a woman to suck it up, okay? Which is along the same lines of being a man, okay? All right, telling someone to be a man and say, take responsibility for their actions. That's fucking toxic now. Telling someone to be a man okay, and do the right thing, that's somehow toxic now. Are you kidding me? You know why we've had, up until recently, with the millennials going off the fucking kilter and it getting worse to some extent? The reason why prior to that we didn't have that is because you actually had men being fucking men and raising male children to be men. Okay? And they try to say, well, being a man is being toxic. Being a man is about protecting women. Okay? So how's that toxic? Being a man is about being chivalrous with women. How's that being toxic? So if you tell someone to be a man, those are the things that you would think women would want, for a guy to do those things, to be a provider, to look out for women, to protect them. Oh, no, that's toxic fucking masculinity now. I don't know how the hell this passed scrutiny and muster to be published with Fox. This is shit you'd find on Vox, all right? I mean, let me just double check. Yeah, Fox Business. It's not Vox Business. The concept is likely to harm older men because data shows that social isolation increases with age. How, if they are a soy-filled bitch and isolation increases with age, is there being a soy-filled bitch going to change that? It's not. But yet somehow this bullshit thinks that it will, and you got Courtney here pushing this bullshit. It will not change. Because you know what will actually happen if you're a soy-filled bitch? No man at the retirement community, okay, at the shuffleboard or bocce ball courts is going to want to deal with you. So you're going to be even more isolated, you dumb fuck. Oh my God. Seriously. Come the hell on here. The very premise of hegemonic masculinity in some ways is based on the idea of isolation because it's about being autonomous and not showing a lot of emotion. That's not what masculinity is. And it's not based on the idea of isolation. It's based on the idea of being, autonomous. It's based on the idea of being able to stand on your own two damn feet, which is not a bad thing. It's not based on isolation because guys have friends. To try to say that it's based on isolation is a complete misconception and goes to show that you are friggin' clueless. And you're involved in sociology? You don't even understand society. Schuster. It's hard to develop friendships living this way, Schuster added. How are you? Excuse me. You look at King of the Hill. All right. No one would consider Hank, Boomhauer, Dedotreve, or Dale Dribble a sign of toxic masculinity. They were friends. They were men. They acted like men. Well, Dale was kind of a bitch, but and Dotreve, did bulldozer. He, Dotreve, Bill. He was desperate, so he would be a bit of a soy-filled cuck. But beyond those aspects, between them, they were men. They were friends. They cared about each other. But they were able to, in theory, stand on their own. Well, not necessarily Dale or Bill. But Boomhauer and Hank could. And there was no toxic masculinity there. Wow. Fox just reloaded the page. Assholes. Now, where was I? Okay, here we go. You're able to develop a friendship, okay? I mean, my father, he's 83. Yeah, he just had his birthday. He's 83. And he's made friends at bingo. He goes and plays bingo. Wednesdays and Fridays or something like that. He goes and plays his bingo, and he has his friends. He used to do that with cards before he retired to Florida. He used to go to like the VFWs and stuff like that where he knew people because he was, a vet. And he would play cards with them. So, I mean, you trying to claim this is complete horseshit. There are a lot of people who make friends as they get older. Especially when they find common hate for whiny little bitches. Oh. So Schuster added, having people with whom we can talk about personal matters is a form of social support. If people only have one person that they can share information with, or sometimes even know people, they don't really have an opportunity to reflect and share. So basically, you should tell everyone your life's fucking story, according to this idiot. Is what they want. And men in general don't like to talk about their problems or their feelings or anything like that. Depending on what it is. There are some things they'll talk about, but there's a lot of things that they want to deal with on their own. Oh no, that's toxic masculinity. You need to be a soy-filled bitch. You need to drink soy milk by the gallon so it raises your estrogen so you can be more like a woman. Men who were described to be toxic from the traditionally masculine ideals were said to be in poor health, lonely and financially challenged as a result of their isolationist tendencies, according to the study. Really? I want to call bullshit on that. Because if you're not having to be stressed by a woman you've been married to for 50 fucking years, your health's going to be better, number one. Number two, not having to deal with a woman you've been married to for 50 fucking years, your financial situation is going to be a hell of a lot better. Number three, your isolationist tendencies are going to cause less stress so that you're going to need less things to talk about. This is what's funny. They talk about this isolationism, okay? But if you're not being exposed to bullshit by being quote-unquote isolationist, how are you going to have any fucking problems? I mean, beyond, say, maybe, some minor one here or there. Because you're dealing with a business or some shit that screwed you over. All right? The less people you deal with, the less bullshit you have in your life. The less stress you have. Come on now. I mean, this is such propagandist bullshit. Just to push the idea that old men need to become soy-filled bitches. Women, on the other hand, were found to be more likely to confide in others, which in turn improved their overall health and social standing. I love this. This has got to be a peer-reviewed study. There's probably no actual research, proof to back this shit up. It's feels over reals. To come up with its determinations, the study's researchers analyzed nearly 5,500 older men and women based on a Wisconsin longitudinal study. The male participants were screened to rank by how many traditionally masculine ideals they subscribed to. Oh my God. So basically, they took a bunch of bullshit on the note of the feels over the reels. They used that as basis for fact, and then they literally created their data to back their bullshit, is what they're saying here. Because they ranked men by their traditionally masculine ideals. And they ranked them and they rigged it by doing that. Wow. And 5,500 people doesn't mean shit. Because if you go and you talk to, say, retirees in Florida, I think some dirty old man who's living by himself, who, has got the run of the fucking retirement community and is fucking old women left and right, all right, is going down to the beach and looking at women, half his age, a quarter his age, half naked. Well, it wouldn't be a quarter, but we'll say a third his age. All right. Because, a guy in his 60s, a woman in a third his age would be 20. But dirty old man looking at half naked women down on the beach in Florida. All right. In all honesty, that ain't a bad life. I wouldn't complain living that kind of life. But they're trying to make it sound like that's going to be a miserable man who dies young. Well, if that's the case, at least he's dying with a fucking smile on his face. I mean, come on now. This is clearly propaganda. This is the toxic masculinity is unsafe. They're drawn out thing. I mean, yeah, Michigan State University, not exactly known for their social and scientific research. That would be like Arizona State doing a fucking study like this. Seriously. I mean, this is so friggin' sad. They're literally trying to push the fact of if you act like a man, which makes you a better person, you're going to die young and it's bad and it's evil and you need to be a soy-filled bitch who acts more like a woman. I mean, I'm kind of rehashing things at this point, but I mean, you get the idea of what's going on here. And this is, like I said, came from Fox friggin' Business. How the hell is Fox Business looking at this going, you know, it'd be a good idea to push leftist bullshit on our website. Oh, God. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here. If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.